Once upon a time, there lived a man named Nnamdi. Nnamdi worked as a lorry driver. He had a beautiful wife whose name was Nneoma and a son named Nnanna. They were poor but yet a happy family. Nnamdi used to work very hard to earn a living. He drove from the east to the west and sometimes to the north. Each time he is coming back from the west, he will stop at a state and buy garri, oranges, pineapple, and plantain, which he sold in his neighborhood whenever his lorry is at the mechanic for maintenance. After work one day, Nnamdi told his wife to make his food very fast so he could eat and get some rest, as he would be traveling later that day to the west to get some goods and come back to the east the next day. After a while, Nneoma served the food. Nnamdi ate and took a nap, woke up after a few hours, took his truck keys and left for the west. He drove non-stop until he got to the west at the early hours of the next day. He parked his lorry at the company for loading and immediately mounted the lorry after loading and drove back to the east. And just as usual, he stopped by and bought garri, oranges, pineapples, and plantains. After some minute drive, his lorry's tire busted, and at this time, Nnamdi was on a very high speed. He could not control the lorry's movement, and so the lorry ran into the bush. Nnamdi died at the spot. Travelers who saw the incident contacted Nnamdi's company immediately, and they reached his family. When Nneoma heard the sad news, she felt the ground slipping under her feet. She wept bitterly. Days passed on, and all the responsibility of the house rested on her. And so Nneoma started cocoyam and vegetable business. She sold her goods in the neighboring villages on every market day. Sometimes she worked on people's farms, sweep people's compounds, get paid, just to ensure a good life for she and her son. After a few years, Nnanna got admission into a university and had become irresponsible. He never felt sorry for his mother's condition. After school, Nnanna was posted to Calabar for his NYSC. In Calabar, Nnanna met and fell in love with a girl named Ekaite. Ekaite was a mischievous girl from Calabar. And after his service year, he went back home in the company of Ekaite. And Ekaite stayed with them for some time and then went back to Calabar. Nnamdi asked his mother if she liked Ekaite. The mother, having observed Ekaite, told her son that she does not think she would be a good wife to him. Nnanna angrily told his mother that it is Ekaite he would marry or no one else. The mother then gave her consent, saying they would both spend their lives together, and if they are happy with each other, that she does not think she would have a problem. After a few months, Nnanna and Ekaite got married, and they lived in the same house with Nneoma. One day, Ekaite called Nneoma her mother-in-law and told her that she would not be doing any house chores, that it's either they get a maid or she do them herself. The mother-in-law said she would do the chores, as they can't afford a maid at that time. When Nnanna, who had resumed work in one of Ekaite's uncle's company in the east, got back from work, Ekaite told him that his mother doesn't let her rest, as she always engaged her with lots of work and still call her names. Nnanna was furious about this, and so he abused his mother. Ekaite continued to instigate Nnanna against his mother until he threw his mother out of the house. Poor Nneoma took her things and left the house. Ekaite was happy. She lived with her husband happily without the mother-in-law. But one day, Nnanna got ill and was diagnosed of kidney failure. Neither Nnanna nor Ekaite had money to get Nnanna ready for a kidney transplant. Ekaite does not even want her kidney to be checked to see if it was a match for Nnanna. And so she decided to go around the village begging people for money. On one of the days she went begging people for money, she ran into Nwakamma, her mother-in-law's friend. Nwakamma, having heard about Nnanna's condition, went and told Nneoma about her son's condition. Nneoma went to the hospital immediately and told the doctor to check if her kidney is a match for her son. The doctor checked and it matched. So Nneoma donated one of her kidneys to her son Nnanna. When Nnanna regained consciousness, he asked the doctor what had happened. And the doctor told him that he had a kidney disease, and his mother gave him one of her kidneys to save him. Nnanna immediately remembered how bad he had treated his mother. Yet she saved his life. Ekaite was ashamed of herself for all she had done. Nnanna met his mother and apologized for his actions. His mother then told him that she would never let him fall short of anything, no matter how bad he had treated her. She forgave him and Ekaite, and they lived happy and united as a family. After a few years, Nnanna and Ekaite had 4 lovely children. They all lived a happy and peaceful life. This story reminds us of mother's love. A mother can do anything for her children. There is no one greater than a mother in this world. Those who are lucky to have the love of both the mother and the father, the luckiest and most fortunate ones, always respect your parents.